From fighting for his life to fighting for his pride, prestige, and pension, the legal battle for Navy SEAL Chief Eddie Gallagher isn't over. He received his sentence on the one charge for which he was found guilty.
And a North County man mails out 4 checks, only for thieves to collect them.
I expect when I drop off mail at the post office that that's the end of it.
This could be an example of a growing theft ring targeting San Diegans' mail.
Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher going after the men who accused him of murder.
A jury found him not guilty on that murder charge, but decided that there was enough evidence to convict him of posing for a picture with a dead prisoner of war. 10 News reporter Mackenzie Maynard was there as Gallagher learned his fate on that charge. And Mackenzie, the jury recommended a demotion.
Yeah, that demotion could have an impact on his rank and his pay. Keep in mind, he's less than 3 weeks away from retirement. This all comes after his celebration yesterday when he was acquitted on all but one charge against him. Gallagher and his wife walked straight past our cameras to their car today. That was moments after the jury gave Gallagher the maximum sentence for posing for a photo with a dead ISIS fighter. Now, if this sentence holds, the conviction means Gallagher would drop in rank and be forced to forfeit 2/3 of his pay for 2 months. In an interview with Fox and Friends this morning, he talked about the dozen of SEALs who testified against him.
This small group of SEALs that decided to concoct this story in no way, shape, or form represent the community that I've loved.
He continues in that interview saying this may have put a black eye on his community, but he says they are a community full of elite warriors. Support also came from the White House today. President Trump tweeting congratulations to Gallagher and his wife. Congressman Duncan Hunter also showing up to the court after the sentencing. Now, the defense tells us it'll be about 120 days before this sentence is finalized, and if it stands as is, they do plan to appeal. For now, reporting live, Mackenzie Maynard, 10 News.
It had never crossed my mind that dropping something off in the mailbox at the post office could be compromised.
A Poway man mailed out 4 checks, then learned that they were fished out of a postal collection box by thieves. As 10 News reporter Michael Chen found out, this story may be another example of a growing local theft ring targeting your mail.
We drove through here, dropped them in the slot right here.
Kevin, who owns a small business, mailed out 4 checks to vendors at the post office on Midland on a Friday night. The next Tuesday morning, he got a call from his bank, Wells Fargo.
The signature is exactly my wife's signature.
A woman had tried to cash a fake check at a bank in Los Angeles, a typed check for nearly $2,500 written out to a woman's name from Kevin's business. The bank rejected it. The bank representative then asked him about 2 other checks that had just been deposited. The 2 fake checks written out to a different woman for some $850 each had been deposited for cash in the LA area.
Oh, there's definitely anxiety because you don't know how much money has been compromised.
Kevin is not alone. In April,
this is a check that was rewritten.
We told you about Barbara Reynolds' state tax check, stolen and altered after she dropped it off at a post office in Mira Mesa. Her check likely fished out by thieves using a rodent glue trap before being washed. A chemical solution dissolves away the ink, allowing a thief to fill in the blanks.
It's incredible to me that someone came up with that.
Another theft victim told us the Postal Inspection Service described a possible theft ring that's hit post offices in Encinitas, Poway, and Mira Mesa. 10 News has also tracked down reports of similar thefts in Sereno Valley and Rancho Bernardo, a possibility that's left Kevin,
we will never trust these boxes anywhere ever again,
feeling insecure.
It had never crossed my mind that dropping something off in the mailbox at the post office could be compromised.
Michael Chen, 10 News.
Now, Kevin's bank did cover the loss of the fake checks. We reached out to the Postal Inspection Service, but we haven't heard back. Experts say that you should use the slots inside the post office, and if you do use one of those outside collection boxes, do it before the final collection time.
A complete shutdown where the 8 and the 5 meet stalled people trying to get a jump on their holiday weekends today. CHP officers closed lanes on northbound 5 and suspended trolley service in the area. because of a man threatening to jump from the overpass. It all started about 10 o'clock this morning. It lasted nearly 3 hours. That threw some commuters for a loop.
Actually, I got on a shuttle bus taking me down to Washington Street, and the trolley cops just told me to get on the trolley going the wrong way. And I ended up back here wasting another 30 minutes of my time, and it's just ridiculous.
Emergency negotiators eventually were able to safely talk the man off the overpass. The freeway reopened soon after, and trolley service resumed.
Thousands of people will head to the coast for the 4th of July, but be prepared for dangerous swimming conditions. With more crowds, the lifeguards are giving out a few reminders to help keep people safe. A beach hazard statement is in effect for the North County to Imperial Beach. We could see surf between 3 to 6 feet. We could also see an increased risk for rip currents.
Check with the lifeguard, and then also listen for lifeguards' directions. We'll be moving people out of the rip current areas as needed throughout the day.
There's also the chance that the tide could overflow in lower lying areas like Cardiff and Imperial Beach.
And just a few things to keep in mind when celebrating tomorrow and this weekend. Meteorologist Angelica Campo is here with more on these dangerous rip currents.
Yes, a beach hazard in effect all the way through 3 a.m. Friday. So if you're not familiar with this, maybe you're in town, a rip current is basically a current that takes you away from the shore. So if you get caught in one of those, that's why we tell you to try to get away by swimming parallel to the shoreline. If you're out at the beach, this is basically what it looks like. You see all the white, and then the areas that don't have it, that's where there is a rip current. And most likely, lifeguards will be there directing you, telling you to get away from those areas because it's dangerous for swimmers. A beach hazard in effect, waves will average 3 and 6 feet. High tide is right around 9 to midnight, so late at night is when we start to see the swell increasing. Right now, 4 to 5 feet, not bad. Expecting the weather to continue improving for the 4th of July.
And take the forecast with you wherever you go this holiday weekend. You can download the free 10 News mobile app. You can find it in the App Store and on Google Play.
Former Escondido Mayor Sam Abed is now running for Duncan Hunter's seat in Congress. He filed his candidacy with the Federal Election Commission this week. Hunter is currently awaiting trial on campaign finance embezzlement charges. That could see him removed from office. Abed, a Republican, is now the latest to express interest in the 50th district seat. The field also includes here Democrat Amar Campa-Najjar, who of course lost to Hunter in the 2018 midterms.
Construction could start this year on a massive housing development on the former site of the Escondido Country Club. The UT reports homeowners fighting the project and the developer behind it have reached a settlement. The developer will pay about $760,000 as part of the settlement, and City Council approved the project 2 years ago before homeowners sued to stop it. That led to a judge ruling in favor of the city and an appeal by the homeowners before the eventual settlement.
Prosecutors today argued that an East County man was 4 times over the legal limit when he slammed into a pregnant woman's car in Ramona 2 years ago. The crash killed Jessica Fodderingham and her unborn child. Those arguments made as Andrew Malonis' trial got underway this morning in El Cajon. Investigators said that Malonis drove off from that crash, and deputies eventually arrested him at a bar having another drink. 10 News spoke with Fodderingham's mom at Malonis' arraignment 2 years ago.
To see that he never walks out of prison again, because for him to be able to drive by the scene of an accident that he caused, and I'm sure he knew he took a life. He might not know he took 2 lives.
The defense opened its arguments today, saying that Malonis was nowhere near the scene when the crash happened. USC plans to publicly apologize to UCSD for taking over the school's Alzheimer's study 4 years ago. It's part of a $50 million settlement that USC will also pay to UCSD. Now, USC took the study after it convinced a majority of sponsors that it was better equipped to research the degenerative disease. In a statement, USC said that those actions don't align with its standards of ethics and integrity. UCSD administrators say that they're glad the matter is settled.
San Diego is one of the worst cities for people trying to save for a rainy day. That is according to a new survey from Bankrate.com. It found that people in San Diego have a hard time saving because there is so much to spend for and living here is expensive. And the other top cities where people struggle to save are all in California. Those include LA, San Francisco, and San Jose. The best place if you're looking to save is Memphis, Tennessee.